If I would have told you at the beginning of the season that the Saints would have the worst defense in the NFL, you probably would have laughed at me, right? But that's exactly where we're at.
Super Bowl week is always a giant media circus for the players, and it's been even bigger for Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Kelce's been under the microscope ever since he started dating singer Taylor Swift, if you never heard of her.
General manager Mickey Loomis did say at his year-end press conference that they did actually try and keep Zach Bond on, but he decided to walk, and that's a decision that's paying off very well for him.
It all started in the 6th inning of yesterday's win, tallying just 2 hits and no runs in the final 3 frames. And that streak rolled itself over to today.
The 40-plus points the Saints have now scored in consecutive games to open the season is just the second time it's happened in franchise history. The first back in 2009 with the Super Bowl team.
What was that moment like for you once you knew that you were officially an Olympian?
When I found out that I qualified for the Olympics, I immediately started sobbing.
First quarter, LSU already up 2-0 after a botched punt. Garrett Nussmeier in the red zone. To the Zachary man, Trey'Dez Green, his first collegiate touchdown, makes it 9-0 LSU.
Today's when that real craziness and festivities kick off. This afternoon, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell will take questions from the media at a press conference event. I'm not going to lie, I think everybody was a little surprised to see what the Saints did out here today. I mean, we heard about it all off season, especially from quarterback Derek Carr during training camp. Everybody said this offense is legit.
Tigers roar on back. How about Robert Miller III? He was huge off the bench, gets up for the big-time jam. That's part of an 11-0 run.
The Dome will be the place to be come Sunday, but if you can't get a ticket like many of us can't, well, the place to be starts today and goes through Saturday.
Sunday might be a little more difficult to stomach and heartbreaking for the Saints because despite battling back with a lot of their key players out due to injuries, they got in their own way in a game they dominated.
Bases still loaded with no outs, and no pitcher wants to see this guy at the plate. Jared Jones. It's not a bear bomb, but it's an RBI single out to left field to make it a 5-3 ball game.
Reporting from the Caesars Superdome for your Go Black and Gold, I'm Sara Palczewski. LSU's Aaliyah Finnegan went from qualifying for the Olympics to winning a national title in less than a year.
In your mind, winning the national title or being named to becoming an Olympian, which was the better moment?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think both moments are they hold such a special place in my heart. Both different goals that I've wanted to reach pretty much my entire life, and for them to both happen less than a year of each other is, really just the icing on the cake.
Finnegan, who is competing at the international level for the Philippines, punched her ticket to Paris in October, just 3 months before her season with the Bayou Bengals began.
I think there's a lot of differences between the two types of competitions. Obviously, one, you have 19, 20 girls behind you cheering you on, and the other, maybe it's, if you're lucky, 3 or 4. The environment's a lot different. You compete in the PMAC in front of, 12, 13,000 fans, and some of these competitions, maybe they only have like 500.
How does competing in an environment like that help prepare you for what's to come this summer in Paris?
I've gotten a lot of questions being like, how are you preparing for this season, for this, upcoming Olympics? And that is the preparation. If I can do it in front of all of these people, I'm thankful that that is the preparation, because most gymnasts, maybe they have 3 or 4 competitions in a year before leading up to it. So that competition experience is really crucial, for me leading up to this summer.
The junior from Missouri also learned to be rock solid at LSU, sealing the program's first national title with one final beam routine.
Before she went on beam, I just went over to her and was like, this is nothing. Like you've hit beam on the international stage to clinch a spot to go to Paris, because she ended on beam actually at Worlds, and that's what helped her qualify to Paris. Is like, this is nothing for you.
I think going into the summer, it really just, if anything, it just helps build my confidence and knowing that, like, no matter what circumstance I'm in, no matter what kind of like the situation looks like, the gymnastics at the end of the day, it stays the same.
Finnegan's also bringing a piece of the Bayou with her to Paris, LSU assistant coach Garrett Griffith. Griffith's been coaching Finnegan since her freshman year and will be her lone coach on the floor for the Olympics.
I'm tremendously honored. Like I love going through this process with her. It's been such a journey since we started. We went to Vietnam, her first international meet, and it just kind of, with each meet, it's just cool to experience with her. She's got 4 great coaches, and she could choose anybody, but definitely honored to be with her.
What's it like for you having this support system here back at LSU while you're going to be over in Paris?
I have just been so overwhelmed with so many kind messages, you know, so many people who are rooting for me and excited for me. I'm really excited to represent the Philippines, but I'm also representing LSU. I'm representing Louisiana. I'm representing, you know, my home state as well. And so I want everyone to know that this is also for them as well.